Welcome back to my channel. My name is Taryn. We talk about all things finance related on this channel, from the zero-based budget method, cash envelopes, to fun savings challenges, and anything that impacts our finances, whether that's good or bad. So if any of that is of interest to you, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, join our community here, and let's get into today's video. All right, let's go ahead and set up our first paycheck for the month of September. So if you watched my previous video, you know that I like to create my budget at a month glance first. Then what I like to do is then break that down between the 4 paychecks that my husband and I get. So I get paid twice a month, he gets paid twice a month, and it just happens to be where we alternate weeks. So it's perfect. So this check is actually going to be August 30th. And so I use the check that I receive at the end of the month for the following month. Okay, so basically what you're trying to do is when you look at your paycheck, I will get my paycheck here. This Friday is the 30th, August 30th. So I'm not going to backtrack and say that this income should cover these bills. I'm going to say that this income should cover these bills. So that's why that 30th check is always the next month's income. So hopefully that made sense. So that's the paycheck date. What I'm doing is I'm using my full paycheck, $21.66, and then I am going to be using $522 from my husband's paycheck. This one won't be received until the 7th, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to use our checking account cushion to cover that right now. And when he gets paid, it just immediately replenishes it. And the reason I do that is because that first paycheck, I like to make sure that we have fully funded the majority of our essential categories. So the things that are in my essentials binder. So let me go ahead and write the bills that I cover with my first check. Okay, so with my first check, let me zoom in just a little bit. So for my first check, I cover half of the mortgage, the majority of our Six Flags Magic Mountain passes. So for some reason, when we added my youngest, when she was no longer free, it created a different account. It's not one charge. So I actually get 3 different charges in the month for Six Flags. This amount is going to cover at least 2 of them. And then what I do is I also put money for half of the car. And then I'm a month ahead for both mortgage and my Toyota, the car. So I can put money, half of it right now. What I do is I actually throw it into a savings account. And then in the beginning of October, I'll bring it back to the checking account for the purchase, for the transaction. So I do $450 for mortgage. This is half, and then $58 for Six Flags and $345 for the car. So my actual bills is $853 for this first week. So those are the bills that land after that first paycheck. So I've highlighted them the respective color. So that's how I keep track of what bills. At some point, you're going to start memorizing this stuff because you do it so many times. And then for variable expenses, I'm going to go ahead and put groceries, gasoline, our spending money. We're going to do household, toiletries, kids, nails, date night, dine out, miscellaneous, that is pets. So I used $853 Let me backtrack because I didn't actually add up the income on top. 2166 plus 522, that is 2688. And then I'm going to minus the 853 for the bills, which leaves us with 1835. So that's what we're going to bring down here. Okay, so for groceries, I just do $300 a week, and then for gas, I do $225. For our spending, he gets his 100, I get my 75. Household, we're putting 50. Toiletries, we're putting 40. And remember, we already came up with these dollar amounts when we did the monthly budget. 100 for kids, 125 for nails, date night 50, dining out 300, miscellaneous 50, and pets 300. So let me add that up. Okay, so that equals 1715. So then I'm going to take the 1835 and I'm going to minus 1715. So that leaves me with 120. So I'm going to bring over that leftover here, 120. And then because I need to be able to make sure I'm putting some towards savings, we have our bookmark challenge. We have our 52 week, and then just miscellaneous like savings challenges with my girl. So bookmark challenge needs 10, 52 week needs 35, and then regular savings is going to be 75. And that equals 120, bringing us to a $0 leftover. So that again is a zero-based budget for this particular paycheck. So I took the income that I'll be using, gave it a purpose, and then it's going to be $0 left. But that money is going to be working for us in various ways. So then what I do, okay, I then need to write the categories that I have to pull cash for on this side. So groceries and gasoline, these both are just automatic transfers to Ally. We have a checking account in there that is specifically to hold the money that we use for groceries and gasoline. The reason I did that is when you're budgeting with a spouse, there are certain categories you both need access to right away at any given time. So we went cashless for these two, so we both have a debit card to access that money. Other things like the essential categories, he'll pull money from there from his own envelope, but pretty much everything else I take care of, whether I'm with the kids or whatnot. You know, I work from home, they're homeschool, I'm always with the kids. So I then need to take the categories that are not cashless and put them over here so that I can figure out the denominations that I'm going to pull out from the bank. Okay, so I listed all the categories and the amounts, so now I'm just going to minimize the book. Needed a coffee break because my throat, my voice, like from being sick, is still not 100%. I still feel like buildup in my chest, unfortunately. So then I write the denominations. So for my 75, let's see, let's do, okay, so I'm going to do 3 10s. That leaves me with $45. I'm going to do 5 1s, so then $40. So I'll do 8 5s. For him, we always do 5 20s. Household, I'm going to go ahead and I'll do 2 20s and 1 10. Toiletries, I'll do 2 20s. Kids, okay, we're going to do 3 20s. And then I'll do 4 10s. And then nails, I always do a $100 bill. I will do 1 10. And I'll do 3 5s, right? That's 125, 110, 25, yeah. Okay, so date night, I'm going to do 2 20s and a 10. Dining out, let's see. Okay, I'm going to do 5 10s. I'm going to do 12 20s and 1 5. Let me see if my math is mathing. Maybe not. Okay, so 12 times 20, that's 240, plus 5 10s is 50, plus a 5 is 295. So I need 2 5s. Okay, I'm glad I checked because my math was definitely not mathing. Miscellaneous, I'm just going to do 2 20s and a 10. Let me do bookmark really quick before pets. 20, 35. Savings. Let's do 10 ones. Okay, and 13 fives. Because that's like for the fun, like scratch off savings challenges. So smaller denominations usually works better. I just hope that with these ones, I don't get like really janky bills because that happens. And for pets, pets is so much harder for me to figure out the denominations. I'm not going to lie, because what I should probably do is write like a little cheat sheet for future, like how much do I normally put in each like category. I don't want the video to take too long, so I will probably figure this out and then bring you back or speed you through. I had redeemed $89.13 as cash back, okay? So what I've gone ahead and done is I figured out the credit they gave me for the baskets, 42. I took that amount, it's gonna pay for my basket, so I don't even have to pay for that, so that's squared away. And what was left over was 47. So I'm gonna use that 47 to cover the deficit for their native pets, like the supplements. So basically this 42.72 and this 9 is my deficit that I've carried over into September. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to minus that from the 300. So some of it will be cash. This will be left in the bank to cover that expense. So I'm actually going to cash stuff 248, not 300, because that has to stay in the account. So that's the deficit. And now it's been covered and taken care of. So that's how I do that, is if I were to carry over a deficit, whether it's week to week or month to month, I would just allot this amount. So I know $300 is going to go towards pets, 248 in cash, and this amount right here is going to stay in the account to cover the charge on the credit card that I used. Okay, with that said, now I have 248. So yes, I purchased 2 bags of dog food, meaning I don't have to worry about putting a full amount for a bag right now. We're probably good through September. So, and, oh, let me share with you. Coco's food, remember her food is prescription food from Chewy.com, right? And I don't ever be afraid to do this, to reach out to a company and ask if they have any current promotions, a promo code, a discount code that they can give you for whatever reason, okay? I told them because when I look at the history of purchasing this food, it has gone up in price. And the reason that doesn't like vibe well with me, like, is because this is a prescription food. This is a medical necessity. So I feel like even when they like increase the price of prescriptions, like for our elderly or, you know, let's see, insulin and stuff, it makes me livid because these people need their medication. Coco needs this prescription food. This isn't just because we want bougie food, okay? So I was like, why are you guys raising the price? Like, I was very honest in the email. I said, it's so wrong. This is medically necessary. Why would you guys keep raising the price? And so the person wrote back and they're like, we can offer you 10% off. And obviously I'm going to take what they give me. I was like, thank you. I appreciate it. That's at least something that covers the tax, right? Because, well, a little bit, because 10.25% is our tax in California, or at least where I am, because I think it's different all around California, actually. But then I get this phone call, and I don't normally answer calls that I don't recognize, but something told me to answer it. So I answered the call. And then I was like, this has to be fraud. This can't possibly be a manager at Chewy, because that's how he introduced himself. And I was very weary, but I was willing to hear him out. And he's like, I saw that you called. I was reading the notes, and I just don't think 10%'s enough. And I'm at this point, I'm like, this better be real. Like, I agree with you. 10%'s not enough. He's like, so what I'd like to do is give you a free bag. Remember, I pay $110 for this bag of food. And when he said that, I was like, I'm just listening, because at this point, I don't want to like be that like crazy girl meeting a celebrity for the first time, because that's how I wanted to cheer, but I didn't. And he's like, because I just think 10% is not enough. And I was like, you know what? I am inclined to agree with you, and I will absolutely take you up on that offer. And it is so appreciated. I hope that your family is blessed beyond measure. And he was not a fraud, because 2 days later, FedEx delivered a bag of her food. So we were set to get this bag of food in October, because we do it every 6 months. That's how long the bag lasts her. And for some reason this time, my kids were telling me that it was already running low, that we were going to need it sooner. So I was like, okay, well, how much do we have in the envelope? And we only had 80. I was like, okay, then that means I'm just going to have to fully fund it, and not do the $20 a month that I normally do. And I just thought, okay, you guys need to make sure the other cats aren't eating her food, because they have to eat separate. Coco can't eat their food. They shouldn't be eating her food, especially because it's so expensive, and they have their own food. So we got this free bag of food. So our next subscription date wouldn't be actually until March, is how it's set up. So our dates have changed. It was normally October and April, but now it's going to be March. And that's fine, because that means that I already have $80 ready for that next bag. So yes, I would normally cash stuff this $20 a month, but because I had run into this deficit, and you can see that my envelopes are like bare, I'm gonna, for her, I think I'm only going to put, let's do $5 right now. I'll bring it back up for next month, but I'm going to just do $5 because we were so fortunate for that to happen. And since we just purchased a cat food bag, I think we could get away with doing $10. And then we have the 2 bags for the dog food. But that's still, I don't know, dogs eat a lot more than cats do. So I'm going to put 20 towards their food. And then for their personal spending money, I'm going to do 10 each. Chickens, we are bare. We're like $4. So let's do, I'm going to do 40 because chickens eat a grip too. And we are completely bare for Jurassic Park. So I really need to start bringing this back up. So let's put 40 and then we'll do the math and see what we can do. Flea prevention, I'm good. I don't need to add anything to that. Vet appointments, I want to add another 50. Oh, we're done with treats. So let's go ahead and add 20. Koi pond, let's add 20. Pet license. I think that maybe we can add 10. Oh, and then adventure gear, because as we're going to start getting to colder weather, I'm going to put 20. Atlas has a like a cold weather, like not sweater, but it's waterproof, like so rain can't get on him. He already has one because after Belle passed, it actually fit Atlas, so it was perfect. So he has Belle's, and then Sophie was a smaller dog, so we can't pass Sophie's to Sadie's, so she's gonna have to get her own. So let's just quickly do the math, and then we'll see if I need to adjust anything. Oh, so I went over. That's $255, and we have $248 to work with. So I went over by $7. So let's do, I really don't need to do 10 for pet license right now. I was just trying to, but I'll do $3. I'll just add $3. Okay, so now I know the denominations. No, I'm sorry. Now I know the amounts. Okay, so now I know the amounts. Sorry, I have several interruptions in this video because you know we have the 2 healing chickens, and you're going to see crazy edits in the video because, well, she's either Elaine or she's either Osriel, because we think that perhaps our Silky is a male because it crows, but from everything I've read and watched, you can't really tell until they're a year old, and females can crow. But she was crowing like crazy while filming this. So I have to do a bunch of edits. But right now, River's outside with her in the garden. So where the chickens can still see her, because right now we have to slowly reintroduce, even though she's been gone for only 2 days, I don't want them to hurt her. So right now she's gonna get to see them between mesh, like the chicken wire. And I'm hoping to reintroduce her to the flock today because she's fine. Like, we didn't know to what extent she was injured, but she's doing great. It's Mocha, on the other hand, my Easter egger, that's going to stay in here. Limited mobility, almost like paralysis, but we switch her from her different sides. We do physical therapy with her, and they just said to basically keep an eye on her, keep her comfortable, keep her in a, quiet, calm place. She's eating, she's drinking, so I think we're okay. It's just going to take some time, and then to reintroduce her to the flock, that's going to take longer. So I actually found another coop on Facebook Marketplace. The person is so kind. They're out of town, but they're going to hold it. We're going to pick it up when they get back for $50, and it has an automatic door, and I'm going to buy it because if we ever were to have this situation happen, we need another coop to do that slow introduction. Or if we need to separate our rooster, well, we might have 3 roosters at this point. That is a definite possibility, but we know for sure that Reese is a rooster. He's physically a rooster, you can tell. And sometimes he gets a little crazy with the girls, so we might need to separate him. Or if we ever were to get new chickens and we needed to introduce babies to the flock, we need this separate coop. So $50 for this coop that comes with an automatic door is a steal. So I'm really happy that we found that. So I apologize if this video seemed like all over the place. I was all over the place. Like, no joke. So now that we know this, let's go ahead and make our denominations. Let's see. So I know for sure we have these 3 ones. These 20s can be actual $20 bills. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 20s. This 20 is going to be 2 10s because they're splitting that. The vet, that's going to be 150, and Coco's 5. So let me see if I did that correctly. Oh, the cat's 10. Oh, Lord. Ugh. Okay, this is 3. And now we're good. I'm telling you, it's just one of those days. So that is perfect for the denominations, and I don't know why I moved this. I need this. So then down here, I know that for the hundreds, I'm only going to need 1, which equals $100. For the 50, I only need 1. That's going to equal $50. And then let me add this up. I'm going to need 37 20s, which is $740. 21 10s, which is 210, but I'm still going to confirm. 28, 140 for the 5s, and then 18 ones, 18. Okay, so let me add this up, and then I'll add this up, and they should match. Okay, so if I did that right, it's $12.58. Now let me add this. $12.58. So this right here to this, those match, we are good to go. So this is my pouch that I take to the bank. This setup, like the pouch with the teller breakdown slip, is available in my shop. Different colors and limited, because I don't know if I'm going to keep that in stock. I might just do like a teller slip by itself without the pouch. I don't know. Etsy is weird. But I actually am thinking about opening up my own website. What do y'all think? I'm thinking I'm going to do that because Etsy just charges way too many fees. So then, let's see. So we need 18 ones, 28, 21, 37, 1 and 1. And then I write the amounts for a total of $12.58. Okay. And then I take that with this to the bank and I get the cash. So I am actually going to go head to the bank today, get the cash, film my cash stuffing. So thank you so much for bearing with me through this video. I hope it goes well once I edit because we had some crazy distractions and interruptions, but we got it done. We got it done, and that's all that matters. So thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the cash stuffing video. Bye.